Greetings, humanity! I'm Jim, and it is a little later than I'd usually start a stream, but I've been trying to do this for a while now, so we'll see. I use he, him pronouns, and tonight I will be starting a new adventure game. This is not a normal thing for Thursday evenings. Right now we are on hiatus in our game of His Majesty the Worm over on High Shelf Collective. Hopefully we'll be starting that up again soon. But right now, I didn't have anything to do tonight. And then I ended up wandering off on looking at other things, going on tangents. So it's a little later than I'd like to get this started, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway, dang it. Because, like the last couple of weeks, I've been wanting to try and do an adventure game, and the spirit has been willing, but unfortunately I've been tired this past week. But we're trying to do it again tonight. Damn the torpedoes. We will see what happens. I am going to be taking a stab at a retro style game that came out not too terribly long ago, called The Crimson Diamond. This is a game that is inspired largely by its murder mysteries, and in particular Sierra's game from the 90s, The Colonel's Bequest. I think it was the 90s when that came out. I'm trying to remember. I got it when it came out, but I cannot recall the specific year, and now I'm going to look it up because I must find out. That time in my life is a little blurry. I wasn't keeping track of what year it was, you see. So we'll see. 1990. Okay. So, now, that's, there's a lot happening very fast. But I will comment on such things as we get closer to things. We shall start out, as usual, in the dark. As we are beginning this. And so I will see what we can do here. Let me just take care of something. Here we go. Okay. Good. Just got everything lined up here. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm gonna go ahead and click on the icon. I know this runs on my system. I don't know how long it will take it to pop up. We'll see how things go. Okay. Someone very quick. There was a quick screen that said "pertinent thing presents," and then the Crimson Diamond. I think it's Julia Minamata. Julia Minamata. There we are. And it's working! Yay! Okay. So, I don't know a lot about this game. I know that it, aside from what I've told you already, my understanding is it takes place in Canada. Seems to be confirmed by the appearance of this leaf. And I think it is, like The Colonel's Bequest, it is a period piece. You can kind of see already by the way the graphics are done. This is a retro style game, definitely. There was this period of time when Sierra was switching over from their SCI kind of standard that they'd been using to be able to do, to get more bits in, basically. And they were switching over from that to go from 16 colors to 256 colors. VGA! was suddenly becoming possible for them. And so the Colonel's Bequest was in 1990, so that was shortly before the transition to VGA happened with King's Quest V, I believe. Was within a year or two. Anyway, so we have a tutorial, we have new game, we have and then load menu and quit. I've got tutorial boxes on. Menu. Just checking to see how things happen. Okay, we have graphical inventory. We could make this windowed if we want to. This is doing fine for me right now. It does have that habit that, you know, I click off of it and the sound stops, but, you know, that may happen even if it's windowed. And then save, load, restart, quit. Sans font. Hint book. Opens in browser. Find any bugs? Please contact. Feedback at thecrimsondiamond.com. I'm going to turn the music down just a wee bit. Not that I don't find it delightful. But there is rather a lot of it. On press and hold arrow keys to move, or tap arrow keys to move. Ah! Yeah, traditionally you could tap arrow keys to move. But I don't have them, you know, I've got them down here. Or, you used to be able to use the numeric keypad. Mouse click to walk on, visual cue for notes. But text box display delay is off. Game speed is currently... I don't know how any of this is going to affect anything, so I'm going to leave all of this at default right now just to see kind of how the game is set. I might switch tapping arrow keys to move on just because I am used to that with those older games. And I know a lot of folks are, in the more modern way, are used to holding down the arrow keys. And, you know, I'm used to that for games that involve more action, but this presumably will not be quite that. We will see. If it annoys me, I'll switch it back. Okay. Tutorial. Welcome to the tutorial room. My name's Nancy Maple. Okay, here we are. This is our Laura Bow stand-in. Laura Bow was a character based on Clara Bow. Let's see. To exit the tutorial, type open door and walk out with arrow keys, or click the mouse in the doorway. Yes, there is a text parser, by the way, for this game also. So there's a lot going on. I'll be showing you some of the basics of playing a text parser adventure game. I can click or hit enter, that's good. Follow the text prompts at the bottom of the screen to progress through the tutorial. See, I didn't have a mouse on my PC Junior at the time, so we didn't do that. We didn't have that. Okay. When you first enter a room, it's useful to start by typing look. Just start typing on your keyboard as you normally would. Try typing look. Look. When you type look in a room, the game will describe important features. Very sparse room. You see a cupboard and a green door. The game will also list the other characters in that room. Jack is here. That's Jack, is it? Type look Jack to learn more about him. Look man or look person will work too if you're having trouble with names. Look Jack. Jack is a tall, lean man with a shiny bald head. He is Mr. Richards' employee and is in charge of the cooking, cleaning, gardening, and myriad other tasks the lodge might require. He's weary, but still seems to be in decent spirits. Jack is somewhere in his 40s. I'm also going to say, as it's occurring to me right now, I do not know how graphic this game is going to get. I went ahead and put the violence warning on this stream because I remembering that a lot of dead bodies turned up in the Colonel's bequest. So I'm just I'm going off of that, basically, for right now. For my assumption. For my assumptions for that. Jack is here to help with the tutorial. Well, does he know that he's in a tutorial? Is he self-aware? This is an important question. Or is he going to freak out halfway through this thing? This is a thing we need to know. How do you do? Looking at characters at different points in the game may give you additional information. Try to talk to Jack and see what he has to say. Alright. Talk to Jack. Hello, Jack. My name's Nancy Maple. Nice to meet you, Nancy. You can ask me about this tutorial. Type ask Jack about tutorial. Oh, okay. Ask about tutorial will also work. Ask about tutorial. The default movement method is click to walk, shown by the 2 footprint icon. Yes, okay. The blue in the upper left corner of the icon indicates what the target spot is. Like I need to be in the bottom right if you want to see his face. Here we go. This is going to be a little bit of a challenge. I may end up having to do this windowed so that you can see, because I may have to switch to I have an overlay I can use, but I have not used it for some time, and so it's a bit of a thing. I'm going to go a little bit longer before I do that. I got to find the gotta find it. Yeah, I'd have to reset everything up for it instead of just switching over. So that's not gonna help. That's not going to help at all. If we're doing that. So let's not worry about that right now. That's a problem for my future self. Anyway, the blue in the upper left corner of the icon indicates what the target spot is. Yes, this became common in point-and-click adventure games. Or you can use the arrow keys to move around the screen. You can also ask me about inventory. Wait. That's very fast movement. My God. Okay. I'm going to need to change that up a little bit. Ask Jack about inventory. Inventory! You can access your inventory by typing inv or I into the text parser. Oh, that's good. That'll come in handy because I was trying to remember, I think it was tab. Or you can press tab. Yes, yeah. The cursor will change to an I. Click the I on the items in your inventory to look at them. An issue of the Toronto Eye from a few weeks ago. Oh. Click on the gray loop icon at the bottom left of the inventory window. The cursor will become a loop. I don't know how to say this word. I'm going to have to find out how to say this word. And you can examine some of your inventory items more closely using the loop. You admire the minute dots that comprise the newspaper photograph of a round-cut diamond. The natural diamond described in the article would be an octahedron, not a faceted specimen. What an embarrassing inaccuracy! You can close the inventory window by pressing Tab, the escape key, or Enter. You can also examine objects in a room using the loop. Type examine the cupboard to learn more about it. Wait a minute. Hang on. I gotta find out something. Also, I need to, I gotta mute a thing. There we go. And then I have to look up the pronunciation of loop. Because this is a French word. Magnifying glass.
Loupe.
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 Okay. Just double checking.
Loupe.
Loop.
Loupe.
So it could just be loop. I'm looking at several different examples just so that I can...
Loupe, loupe, loupe.
I think the consensus is loop. Okay. I seem to be saying. So loop or lupa. Okay. All right, enough of that. Just had to consult it. All right. Now that we're done with that. Anyway. Your lucky mineralogist's loop, engraved with your name and attached to a handy lanyard, great for getting a closer look at things. An issue of the Toronto Eye from a few weeks ago. Notes: to finish tutorial, look at Jack, talk to Jack, ask Jack about tutorial, and get the hat! Open door, I'm getting spoilers. Open door and walk through the doorway to leave the tutorial. I looked at Jack. Talk to Jack. Ask Jack about tutorial. Ah, little notebook will give me little hints. Aren't you a clever girl? Yeah, because I'm... okay. Your notebook doesn't benefit from closer examination. Okay. Alright. That's right, I was going to, I was going to slow the game down just a hair. Because a lot of walking around. Ah, okay. I do still have to... The cupboard is made of a lovely fine-grained wood, though it's seen better days. I was going to, yeah, the reason I'm slowing the game down a bit is so that you know, we're not racing across the landscape. Most furniture won't be that interesting to examine. This is just an example. If you're not sure what to do next, you can check your notebook. Try Ask Jack About Notebook. Okay. Ask Jack About Notebook. The notebook can be helpful if you get stuck. I'll tell you what you need to do next to progress through the game. It'll tell you, not I will. It'll tell you what you need to do next to progress through the game. Be careful, if you simply follow the notebook's prompts, you might miss important details. The notebook will be displayed if you type note or N. Okay. I'm going to come back and probably rewatch this later so that I can remember. Alright. To flip through your notebook pages, click the green up and down tabs or use the arrow keys on your keyboard. You can close the notebook by clicking the X button, the escape key, or enter. Thanks so much, Jack. You can also ask me about that cupboard over there. Sure. Ask Jack about cupboard. You can open the cupboard by typing open cupboard. If you type open door, it'll open the green door and not the cupboard door. Sometimes there will be more than one cupboard, in which case you might have to walk close to the cupboard you want to open. But now let's be rebellious and try to be away from it. Okay. You open it. Looks like there is something inside the cupboard. If you look cupboard, the game will tell you what the cupboard looks like. Ah! Hello! Hi, Critwitch. I've just starting this up. Always good to have a tutorial room, yes, and a scandal alcove. Yes, very important. I don't know if this is the scandal alcove. I hope not. But, yes, they're just, getting right to it, I guess. I don't know. But, needs must. Sometimes. Perfectly fine. Thank you for joining us. Just finally getting this started. I've been meaning to play this for some time. But, lives. If you look in the cupboard, the game will tell you what's inside the cupboard. Search cupboard also works. Search cupboard. You see a green hat in the cupboard. Look, hat. You see a green hat in the cupboard. That's my green hat. Try take hat. Take hat. You take the green hat. Congratulations, you've completed the tutorial. Open door to leave this tutorial. A note has been added to your notebook. How dare! Congratulations, you're done! And I got a little achievement that says, thanks for completing the tutorial. I hope you found it helpful. Open the door and walk out to leave. Thanks for playing the tutorial. Hope it was helpful. This tutorial has covered the most commonly used parser commands, but there are more to discover. Feel free to experiment. Here's... I got a new note. Congratulations, you finished the tutorial. Open the door and walk to the right to leave the tutorial. This is, very much like the games were in 1990. Open, wait. I'm going to look at the hat. Your green felt hat. Examine it closely. Your hat looks pretty good considering you got it secondhand. Okay. Open door. If you're ready to leave the tutorial, either use the arrow keys to walk through the door, or click the feet icon to the right of the open doorway. This room will reset once you leave it. Thanks for playing the tutorial. Now, let me see if, let me try something. Yes, I can walk diagonally if I have numlock off, and I use the, ah! Ah, I see it was magic button time. Hi, Frax! Thank you so much for pressing the magic button. It's much appreciated. Welcome, welcome. I am starting an adventure game. I'm doing the Crimson Diamond. This is a retro game. A retro style game. This came out not horribly long ago, but is in the style of very specifically the Sierra game The Colonel's Bequest from 1990. You see, can I? No, I can't go diagonally just with the arrow keys here. So, but if I use the numeric keypad, I can. Is that too fast? Do I want to move slower? Just a hair. We'll see if that helps. Okay. I'll walk. There we go. Okay. William Minamoto presents The Crimson Diamond. Okay. So we're now ready to actually start the game. I am strangely excited. It's because it's like I've not played a Yes, we survived the tutorial room. The most dangerous room in any game. So clearly everything else will be simple. We're just going to start up. Crimson, Ontario, 1914. Press enter to continue, escape to skip intro. Well, here we go. Man is fishing. Man catches fish. Fish goes in bucket. Man cleans fish. Diamond falls out of fish. Man looks at diamond. The Royal Canadian Museum, Toronto, Ontario. Here we are. There you are, Nancy! Press enter to advance text. Escape. Okay, good. This is the one professorial. Shall I position myself over here, I wonder? Will that make life easier for us? Perhaps. This is it! What we've been waiting for! There's a cat down there. Far up north, a fisherman found a massive diamond in the belly of a fish. As one does. Ah! This could be a real boon for our mineralogy exhibit. We need something better than those dilettantes over in geology. I want our exhibit to be the talk of the town. Oh my god. Oh god, academia. It's too bad that we can't spare anyone to head up to the middle of nowhere on such a long shot. You could spare me. Let me go, Professor Plummer. It would be perfect. Everyone else is busy with the new exhibits. Well, I've just been learning the filing system. I could wait a day or two, couldn't it? I am not usually in the habit of sending unsupervised young ladies into less civilized regions. Oh, God. 1910s. But as luck would have it, the discovery was made near a lodge where I'm sure you could stay while you conduct your field work. You win, Nancy. Get on home, pack your bags, and catch the train up north. Hooray! Thanks so much, Professor. Do we have to do this manually, or will she just grab everything for us? Hang on. Switching back over here. If you find something that can make a big splash at the museum, who knows? Maybe the university will finally accept you as a mineralogy student. Oh, God. So, yes, I see they have era-appropriate sexism happening. That's it. All right. Good luck, kiddo. I won't let you down. Ah, the world dissolves. Okay. A few hours later. Here's my train. I just love the little details that they've... This is it! My first time out of the city. I'm going to make the most of this trip. I can't wait to see the rocks of Northern Ontario. Goodbye, big city. Hello, adventure. Oh, boy. I'm sure everything will be fine. A few hours later. See trees passing by outside. Snoring. Ah! Excuse me, is this seat taken? Not at all. Please have a seat. Thanks. My name is Kimi Kishiro. Where are you from? Oh, sorry, where are you from? Where are you headed? I don't know where I'm from. I'm worried about our backs after this train ride. Yep. A little bumpy. Pleased to meet you. I'm Nancy Maple. I'm bound for a town called Crimson. Oh my, you've got some hours yet. I should know because that's where I'm going. Yes. I mean, it looks like the seat might have some padding of some kind on it. At least they painted it purple to indicate something, or it's just painted purple. I'm a clerk from the Royal Canadian Museum. My boss sent me to check out the diamond claim up there. I hadn't heard of that discovery. Then again, I don't pay much attention to the news. I'm just going to also fess up that I'm not. It's not registering in my brain right now how Canadians spoke in that era. So we're just winging it. It's a very strange story. Up by Crimson, a fish swallowed a huge diamond. A fisherman caught it, sliced it open, and there it was, this spectacular sparkling gem. Can you imagine? I jumped at the chance to investigate. This is my first time out of the city. I couldn't be more excited. Where will you be staying when we get to Crimson? A place called Crimson Lodge. Ah! I'm staying at Crimson Lodge. I'm a bird watcher. I hear there are nesting colonies of cormorants up there. That's what I want to see. And I wouldn't mind seeing the Sioux Locks while I'm in the area. I'd love to see the big ships up close. Wonderful! We can be traveling companions. I'd very much like that. You and Kimmy chat amiably for a while. As the day wears on, the rhythm of the train moving over the tracks and the monotony of the scenery lulls you into a deep sleep. Train! Okay. Also, a very large moon. Oh, yeah, they're the only ones left. They're out in the boonies. The conductor announces, Crimson, this stop. Nancy! Nancy, it's time to go! Ah, thanks. Oh no, where's my luggage? Yeah, I was concerned about that. It's not here. There's no luggage left at all. My field kit's in there. What am I going to do? The train will be leaving soon. Nancy, we have to leave now. And someone else probably grabbed it. Ah! Ah! Crimson. Oh, I had no idea anyone else was still on the train. Hello there. Hello. A monocled individual wearing a red flower. I didn't notice you in the train. Isn't that funny? Not really. I was in the first class car. I'm here to see the nesting cormorants. Is that why you're here? Yes, he's got his nesting cormorant tuxedo on, so that clearly... The hat is cunning, but not really the best color for the rest of the outfit. That is fair, yes. I mean, that does clash. It does just sort of stand out. This kind of lime green hat. But then again, I mean, they're trying to they're holding to I think they're holding to 16 colors on this, possibly. I think that's either, you know, they'd be either doing 16 or 32 colors for this. It amuses me. But is that why you're here? Cormorant? Is that a type of rodent? Excuse me, folks. But I was sent to pick up just one person from the station tonight, Mr. Albert Respa. A European fellow, expert mineralogist on assignment, hired by the federal government on loan from Antwerp. I wasn't told he'd be bringing any... I wasn't told to be bringing any secretaries, wives, girlfriends. I am sorry for the confusion, sir. Jack. I am sorry for the confusion, Jack, but we don't know this man at all. My name is Nancy Maple, and my friend here is Kimi Kishiro. I was sent from the Royal Canadian Museum to investigate the diamond claim up by Crimson Lodge. And I'm here to see the nesting cormorants. We're both here to stay at the lodge and go about our business. Do you know which way it is from here? I surely don't know where it is, because that's where I surely don't. I'm just reading, I'm adding words as I'm reading this. I surely know where it is, because that's where I drove out from. But, I'm sorry to tell you, ladies, the lodge has been closed to the public for months. You didn't hear? My boss, Mr. Richards, he's getting on. He's done with the lodging business. All he wants is peace and quiet, but then this whole diamond fiasco starts up. Folks all up in arms. He's not pleased at all, I can tell you. This gentleman is here on the government's orders. Mr. Richards can't do much about that. But you two... Well, that's unfortunate, but you only have yourselves to blame for being uninformed. Let's be off, Jack. Good evening, ladies. The thing is, ain't no one coming by it here at this hour, this time of night. And the nearest accommodation is the lodge, which is a few hours away by automobile, even still. Look here, I'll drive you ladies up to the lodge for the night. Tomorrow morning, I'll bring you back here so you can catch the train. As it is, Mr. Richards is going to be peeved about hosting unexpected guests. I mean, even more than he is already. His sister's come up from the city to stake her claim. And she brought a lawyer to boot. Oh yeah, that's gotta be. So it's a fun place right now. Come along now. Sure, I'll get those for you. Sir, your trunks arrived a few days ago. Boy, they sure are heavy. They're in an automobile. Let me move over here. Let's see. Ah, yes, of course. My, it sure gets dark here at night. Lucky for you, I've made this trip many times. Used to be, folks would come out here in the summers for recreation. And before my time, settlers came to this area in hopes of building lives for themselves. But once the mines were used up, there wasn't much reason for them to stay. The soil ain't that good. Have you seen any cormorants? I'm hoping to see some. Yeah, they nest up on the cliffside. Stay away, though. They don't like being disturbed. Particularly during nesting season, which happens to be right now. Just having trouble reading the font a little bit, I think. So if you're so wild about birds, I'd let them alone. You'd do more harm than good. Besides, tomorrow morning I'll be taking you right back to the train station. You won't have any time to go looking for them. Have any other diamonds been found around the lodge? First of all, no way to know if that rock even came from around here. I've lived in this area for years and ain't never seen any diamonds, so I know for a fact that it didn't come from these parts. It's them old eyes. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. I hit half a century and they've started playing tricks on me a little bit. Welcome, good to see you. Let's see. Didn't come from these parts. They say that man cut it out of the belly of a fish. Oh, that diamond could have come from anywhere upstream. You folks are wasting your time, sorry to say. Who cares about shiny rocks anyway? No use to anybody. We shall see about that. Car streaks across. Thanks, they do in flips. Yeah. And not those kinds of tricks as far as I can tell. Yeah. But I will hold out for it though. Let's see. Your travel-weary companions resist your attempts at chit-chat. It seems that Kimmy and Albert have fallen asleep, although in the almost complete darkness, it's hard to tell. It's impossible for Jack to hear you from the back seat above the cacophony of the engine and the automobile rattling over the rough country road. You decide it would be best not to distract him anyway. Also, I mean, it's good to know that they properly deleted his memory after the tutorial. You need to get a better eye trainer. If they hire a freelance eye trainers so they teach you to do tricks with them. Here we are. Wow, it's spectacular. I can barely see it, but it's great. You know what? I almost don't mind having more bodies in the lodge. Feels not so empty. Oh yeah, he's gonna die. He's being nice. That tells me he's going to be a victim. Probably. Feels like old times. Make yourself at home while you're here. Thanks, Jack. Welcome to Crimson Lodge. Really good ones give them magic tricks. Now you see it, now you don't. See, it'd be great if my eyes could play tricks on other people besides me. That would be great. I need to learn that. But anyway. There was a guy in high school who used to be able to vibrate his eyes. It was very strange. I can kind of do it, but takes concentration. I'm just too out of it tonight. Welcome to Crimson Lodge. Okay. I'm going to my room. Miss Kishiro, Miss Maple, your bedroom is upstairs at the end of the hall on the right. The bedroom across the hall from you, that's Mr. Richard's suite. Try to keep quiet and stay out of his way, won't you? That could be helpful. Not the vibration thing. No, I understand. Be able to play tricks on others. Let's see. He shares the suite with Margot. She's his lady friend. Ah, yes. I'm in the bedroom right next to yours, along with Mr. Shaw. Albert demanded the use of my bedroom, so that's where he is. Don't know why he was so insistent, but the customer is always right, eh? That's the smallest bedroom and wasn't really meant for guests. Yeah, surely he doesn't have an agenda. Nessa's room is across the hall from Albert. I'd stay away from her if I was you. After I get this luggage upstairs, I'm going to start up some supper. Wouldn't do to have you all starve, eh? No. Yeah, no. Why don't you explore the lodge a little? Talk to the other folks. Most important, stay out of my hair. I'm a busy man. Is he making a joke there, I wonder? I don't know. Not literally, of course. Oh, no, that's the joke. Oh, and if you want a shower tonight, use the upstairs bathroom near the stairs. It's very pink, you can't miss it. Wonder if Nat's still here. How many places do I gotta set at the table tonight? You and Kimmy head upstairs to your bedroom. You don't have any luggage to unpack, but you hang your hat and coat on the footboard of your bed and consider yourself settled in. Ah! Chapter 1 Introductions. Okay. Just having just a little difficulty. That's a lot of letter. That's a lot. Okay. To move Nancy, you can click the feed icon on the target destination. I left the tutorial boxes on just in case, or you can use the arrow keys to move, which I will do when I'm feeling nostalgic. I should talk to everyone and get to know them a little before dinner. Yes. Your notebook will tell you what you need to do to progress through the game. Now, my understanding is that, because I've heard interviews with the creator of this game, and my understanding is that it's a little more forgiving than the Colonel's Bequest, which will just sort of, wait a certain amount of time, only wait a certain amount of time, and then advance time, and crap will happen all over the place. But murder them unless they're wearing plaid. It's been a long puts on plaid shirt. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. That movie that you were referencing. And I had actually forgotten that it's largely clips from other movies, but it's been a while. Let's see. We tell you what you need to type notebook or N when you need to refer to it. When you have lots of notes, click the arrow buttons or press the arrow keys to scroll through them. Essential objectives that must be completed to progress in the game will be marked with 3 little X's or little X's. Type review at any time to check your current goals. Humphrey Bogart is in it 3 times in a different role each time. Yeah. I kind of remember that. At least I remember one of the scenes with Bogart a little bit, but yeah. Yeah. It was neat. It was a neat thing to see at the time. I kind of remember, but it's just been so long. It's like mostly fragmented memories. But no, I do. I like. There are a lot of films of a lot of Bogart's films I like quite a bit. Like about a decade ago, I finally saw Beat the Devil, which is now should be, if I recall correctly, fell out of copyright, so it's sometimes the night progresses and Jim forgets very basic words. Public domain. There we go. And it's an interesting little strange little piece with Bogart and Robert Morley, and I believe also apparently names also fall out of my head as well. It's great. It's fabulous. Peter Lorre. I believe Peter Lorre is also in it. Anyway, ADHD world. Yeah. As the trouble is, I'm going to hit a point where I won't be able to tell the difference between whether it's my ADHD or if it's Alzheimer's. Hard to say. Type review at any time to check your current goals. Okay. Seeing as I've lost my luggage, I don't have much time to amuse myself with. I don't have much to amuse myself with before dinner. Perhaps if I take a look around, time will pass a bit faster. Typing look in the text parser is a good way to get your bearings. Game has auto-saved. Okay, good. I was going to save the game anyway, so that helps. Figuring out which one it is the fun part. It's comforting the game will autosave. Yeah. If I forget to do it, then it's doing its own thing. Yeah. All right. This is a bedroom you're sharing with Kimmy. A pair of twin beds and matching nightstands are set against the east wall. Kimmy has claimed the bed closest to the fireplace. A clever move on her part, as summer nights are still chilly this far north. The door in the west wall leads back into the upstairs hallway. Kimmy is here. All right. Examine bed. That would benefit from closer. Examine bed. Damn you. That would not benefit from closer examination. Okay. Don't see anything noteworthy. Lamp? The table lamps have matching blue shades and sit on matching nightstands. Windows offer breathtaking views of the dense forest below. It's dark outside. Look at fireplace. Because they have fireplaces. The fieldstone fireplace looks like it would come in handy on chilly nights. There's a fireplace tool stand next to it. There is some powdery soot accumulating in the fireplace. And as if we're taking everything that isn't nailed down, we might need some of that later. Look at seat. A comfy window seat looks like it would be a nice place to do some reading. Look at tools. Fireplace stand holds a shovel and a poker. Look at the picture. The triptych of small woodcuts on colored paper hang in silver frames. So that's probably on the left-hand side what they're talking about. A black and white photograph of a mountain hangs over the fireplace. Yes, good, good. Yeah, the poker will be useful. Yeah, probably. And this is where we get to an interesting conundrum, because it's like, if I treat this like a traditional adventure game, I should just start grabbing stuff because I don't know when I'll need it. But if I treat this like a modern adventure game, then perhaps I don't need to grab it until I need it. I don't know. I'm not sure which tactic they decided to take. But it would kind of be hilarious to just grab the fireplace poker and have people comment on it as you walk around. Why are you carrying a fireplace poker? Kimi Kishiro. Kimi Kishiro is a petite Asian lady in her late 30s. She's ruggedly dressed in knickerbockers and sensible shoes. She seems shy and doesn't reveal much about herself. During the train ride, you manage to glean that her family emigrated from Japan in the 1870s. Kimmy is writing in her sketchbook with a pen. Look. Sketchbook. I will look over her shoulder invasively. You glance at Kimmy's sketchbook and see some written notes and some rough sketches. One of the sketches looks like it could be of a bridge. Okay. My sketches aren't very good. I'm too embarrassed to show them. A note has been added to your notebook. My God. Amy is drawing a bridge in her sketchbook. Okay. Talk to everyone in the lodge. That's the main thing we gotta do. Kimmy, Margot, Albert, Nessa, Corvus, Nathan, Evan, and Jack. Okay. Look at table. There's a vase of flowers on the low coffee table. Look at the flowers. It's a small bunch of lovely, freshly picked red flowers. Let's see. All right. What is this thing called? Not a dresser. A cabinet. Ah! The fancy glass-paned curio cabinet is full of fine items. A pair of intricately decorated silver steins catches your eye. Examine steins. That would not benefit from closer examining. Okay, fine. Look at there are books here. Kimmy has a book on birds open on the table in front of her, and a couple more dog-eared books stacked on top of each other. Open books. You open the book and flip through the pages. It's filled with beautifully illustrated illustrations of birds and is riddled with bookmarks and underlinings. The entry on cormorants in particular is heavily annotated, which makes sense. I hear there are nesting cormorants in this area. First thing tomorrow morning, I'll be out in the woods to find them. Yeah, if we have time before they cart us back to the freaking train station. Talk to Kimmy. I've never been to a place like this before. I'm excited to explore, and I love meeting new people. Yes, you are the inquisitive type, aren't you? Jack did invite you to introduce yourself to everyone else after all. It's only polite. Cormorants, find the river. Ah. Is that's more likely where they'll be? Yeah, could be. Yeah, Jack said something about Jack said where to kind of locate them. Um during the car ride, but it has fled my mind, but we'll see. I most certainly am. Would you like to join me? No thanks, Nancy. I'm exhausted. That bumpy ride from the train station has left me a bit frazzled. I'm looking forward to some peace and quiet before dinner. She hints. She hints subtly. I can take a hint. I'll leave you be. One more thing. Oh, one more thing. While you were asleep, Jack mentioned some old lodge brochures stored in the curio cabinet's drawer. They were meant for guests back when the lodge was used as an inn. Even though we may not stay long, you said we're welcome to take them as keepsakes. Thanks, Kimmy. The notebook will track your progress through your goals. Now that you've talked to Kimmy, it's marked with an X in your notebook. Ah. Open drawer. You open it. Look in drawer. The curio drawer is stuffed with old brochures back from when the lodge was still being run as an inn. The notebook of regret and judgment. This game has it all. Yes. Is it really? If the adventure game isn't judging you, is it really a proper adventure game? I ask you. I mean, it's, this was the whole point of, any death scene when Roberta Williams would show up and they shake her head and tell you did it wrong. Recrimination was, one of the pillars of these adventure games. I tell you. All adventure games judge all of your choices. Yes, they do. No pressure. They're just a little judgmental. Okay, get brochures. You pick up one of the lodge brochures. You can also ask characters about different topics. Yes. Try ask Kimmy about brochure, or just ask about brochure. Look under brochures. You don't see anything noteworthy. Close drawer. Close it. Ah! Okay. Here we have a map. This will come in handy. So we have, starting on the right, we have the guest bedroom 1, guest bedroom 2, innkeeper's quarters, a couple of unmarked rooms, guest bedroom, servant's quarters, linen closet, spare room, bathroom, the balcony, and then on the left, conservatory and ground plan. It says the ground plan. We have the kitchen, the study, the dining room, the billiards room, the bar, the closet, powder room, the parlor, the front door, and the murder room. Mud room. Yes. Mud room, not murder room. Yet. A map! Our adventure game is off to a great start. Yes! I don't have to map it myself. That will be helpful. I will tell Lucci about this, so that he will know there was an adventure game. I did not have to break out the map. So no need to fire up Trizbort. That's good. Let me head over here also so you can see the other side of the map. Is it time to sing the map song? Alas, I am unaware of that particular piece of what I'm assuming is pop culture. So I know not. I know not. But I expect dead bodies to show up on this map sooner or later in some of the rooms that are here listed. And that will be very exciting. Let's see. Okay. I mean, closer examination of the Lodge map doesn't reveal anything new. Admire the minute dots that comprise the newspaper photograph of a round-cut diamond. The natural diamond described in the article would be an octahedron, not a faceted specimen. Yeah. Okay. So, if we are... I can't use the mouse, so I can't show you what I'm looking at. But, yeah, I absolutely cannot remember who he said we were across from. But... innkeeper's quarters, guest bedrooms, linen closet, bathroom, spare room, servants' quarters. So the guy Albert should be in the servants' quarters, I think. And so Jack is in one of the guest bedrooms. I would assume. And so, yeah, I think we might be across from the innkeeper. So that'll be great. They told us not to disturb him, so of course that's the first thing we're going to do is to go and disturb him. All right. Ask about brochure. I like brochures of places I visited. It was nice of Jack to offer the lodge brochures to us. Though I wonder if he's just trying to get rid of them, as the lodge is no longer in business as an inn. That's true. Type map into the parser to open up the lodge brochure and see the map inside, or you can look at the brochure in your inventory. Oh. Cool. Excellent, excellent. Okay. So now that we've figured that out, I'm gonna save over that. Yeah, let's take a look at. Let's see where we are here. We shall open the door. I'm gonna assume we are not yet at take everything that isn't nailed down. We shall see. Look, suitcase. I didn't look at her suitcase. Kimmy's battered suitcase is made from hard-wearing, full-grain leather. Okay, I am not going to open it because... Type help or H to open the help window. There's a list of parser shortcuts to simplify using the parser. Example, OD means open door. Okay, close or press enter to close. Okay. This is the northern end of the upstairs hallway. The door to the west leads to the master bedroom. The door to the east leads to the room you share with Kimmy. An impressive oil painting is mounted here. The upstairs hallway continues to the south. Examine painting. I would not benefit from closer. Look at the oil painting. Look behind the painting. There's nothing behind the painting. Okay. Knock on door. You get no response. Open door. Hi! This is probably not a good idea. This is the master bedroom. Mr. Richards shares it with Margot. You feel a little weird about invading their private space. There's a wardrobe and nightstands to the left and right of the bed. There are 2 doors in the south wall and a door in the east wall leading back to the hallway. Only one way to find out. Yep. Look, books. Most of the books are in French. They probably belong to Margot. Look, painting. A cheery framed poster of a woman riding a horse hangs over the fireplace. Look, fireplace. A lot of fireplaces here. Gonna start having flashbacks. The fieldstone fireplace looks like it would come in handy on chilly nights. There's a vase and a picture frame on the mantel. There's some powdery soot accumulating in the fireplace, as most of it. Look at the bed. Large bed has a cozy-looking quilt on it. The headboard and footboard have a carved tree design. Look, trunk. A large blue trunk has a metal tag screwed into the top. I'd have to go over there to read the tag. Look at the doors. Don't see anything noteworthy. Look, tag. The tag is scratched and dented from years of rough use. Okay. We don't want to be in here for too long. Close the door. Here. I'm going to come over here and also close this door. Good, good. We're going to follow etiquette right now. Press escape or move the mouse cursor to the top of the screen to open the main menu. For more options, you can save and load your game, adjust the game speed, and more. Okay. Ah! Look at that. A lot of different ways to do things. Upper hall. This is the upstairs hallway. The bedroom that Jack and Corvus are sharing is through the door in the east wall. The hallway continues to the north and south. Knock. It's a tad more intuitive than before. You get no response. Open door. Just peeking around. This is the bedroom Jack is sharing with Corvus. Judging from the crate haphazardly filled with clothes, Jack didn't get much notice regarding this new living arrangement. There's a large dresser set against the back wall, containing many small drawers. There's a pitcher and a drinking glass on top. You also see a low coffee table, a writing desk, bookcase, plush armchair, and a pair of beds. A door in the west wall leads back to the upstairs hallway. Yeah. Writing desk holds a blotter, a lamp, and a cup of pencils. Look at paintings. Oil paintings are hung over the 2 beds in this room. One features a majestic mountain range, and the other depicts a tuxedo cat lying on grass, surrounded by flowers. That cat reminds me of the sweetest stray I've ever met. A tuxedo cat, just like that. All right. Look, chair. There's a blue armchair in the center of the room set next to a coffee table. Look, clothes. Judging from the sizes and types of clothes in the crate, you deduce these are men's clothes. Look, suitcase. There's an expensive-looking leather suitcase at the foot of the bed closest to the window. Look, books. You know those kinds of books you see in bed and breakfast that are there for decoration and seem completely uninteresting? These are those kinds of books. Okay. Not going to hang out here. We're being nice. Currently. Type in for I or the tab button to open your inventory window. You can look at and examine your inventory in this window. You can choose between the default graphical inventory or a text-based inventory in the main menu. Yes. We'll keep it graphical for now. You're in the upstairs hallway. The door to the west leads to Ness's bedroom. The door to the east leads to Albert's room. The hallway continues to the north and south. Canuck. You knock lightly on Albert's door. Leave me alone, whoever it is. I'm busy. Talk to Albert. Albert is not here to talk to. Okay, fine. I will be nice right now, and I will not invade their privacy. More than I have already. You get no response. I mean, you know. This is a pretty large bedroom. There is a love seat and an armchair arranged around a low table. There's a wardrobe, dresser, and painted cupboard. A door in the east wall leads back to the upstairs hallway. Look. One day, I'll learn to spell. The cupboard is painted with pleasant floral patterns. The 3 drawers have cute round pulls. Bed. The bed is enormous, queen-sized by the looks of it. Look, suitcase. Nessa's luggage is at the foot of her bed. Look, desk. Writing desk sits in the corner. Look, books. You know the kinds of books you see? We have that. Look, dresser. The dresser features a mirror, a left cupboard, a right cupboard, and a top and bottom drawer. There's a lamp and a jewelry box sitting on the dresser top. I have no reason to snoop right now yet, probably. But, I mean, maybe we're supposed to. Don't know. Is that a wardrobe? Large wardrobe has paneled doors and a drawer in the bottom for additional storage. Look, sofa. An overstuffed green striped love seat and a purple armchair. Okay. Right now we're just getting the lay of the land. If it turns out that I have to rummage through things, then I shall rummage through things, but not yet. Use the backslash key or type pause or P to pause the game. The game also pauses when the parser inventory or menu windows are open. Ah! So, backslash. Ah. Press backslash or 9 to resume. Interesting. Okay. This is the upstairs hallway. The door opposite the stairs in the west wall is a storage closet. The hallway continues to the north and south. $50 save slot maximum. Gotcha. Books. The books on the small bookshelf appear to be overflow books from the other bookshelves in the lodge. Consequently, these books are even less interesting than the other books. Hint, hint, hint. Linen closet. This should be a linen closet, so there should be no need to knock on this door. The upstairs closet is where Jack stores the bedding, towels, and cleaning implements. Some spare furniture is stored here too. You see a huge wardrobe, a green trunk, and a blue trunk. A door in the east wall leads back to the upstairs hallway. Now here I feel it more at liberty to poke around. There's a straw broom tucked into a corner. Look, linen. The bedding and towels look clean and neatly folded. Look, paint. Paint can sold red paint and purple paint. Look, trunk. There's a large blue trunk between the wardrobe and the shelf. Look, shelf. One shelf stands at the back wall full of battered books. Another shelf is by the door and holds linen and towels. Look, books. All these books have water damage, broken spines, and loose pages. Search books. That course of action yields no result. Open blue trunk. Blue trunk has a big padlock on it that requires a key, which you don't have. Okay. Open green trunk. Well, actually, hang on. Look, green trunk. There's a green steamer trunk in the corner. It's worn and dusty. Open trunk. The green trunk still looks sturdy, though it looks like it's seen better days. The green trunk is locked. Look. Is it a wardrobe? The enormous wooden wardrobe has paneled doors and brass pulls. It's a weathered, sun-bleached piece of furniture. Open wardrobe. You open it. Look in wardrobe. The wardrobe is full of dusty, cobwebby old junk. There's a cane, a blanket, an old lamp, and some books. Look at books. All these books have water damage, broken spines, and loose pages. A cane. An old wooden cane is hooked onto the wardrobe rod. Look, clothes. Your clothes are your usual outfit. A modest skirt and blouse, as well as a sweater with a slim leather belt at your waist. Search wardrobe. Look, lamp. There's an old lamp with a green stained glass shade in the wardrobe. Look, blanket. A single wool blanket is hanging on the wardrobe rod. Okay, good to remember this is here. Not gonna take stuff yet, but it's good to know where things are. Close the cabinet? Okay. Yes. Open the door. Exit. Close door. Okay. Other handy keyboard shortcuts are Control A for ask about, Control T for talk to, Control L for look at, and Control E for examine. WWE will walk you to the east exit if it exists. If there's an open door, you will walk through it. Interesting. Okay. This is the southern end of the upstairs hallway. The door to the west leads to the pink bathroom. The door to the east leads to a spare room. At the south end of the hall, there's a balcony door leading out. The hallway continues to the north. Okie doke. Open door. Yeah, this is when we would walk in on someone. The upstairs bathroom is decorated in shades of pink, green, and purple. It's a little garish. There's a medicine cabinet mounted above the sink. There's a door in the east wall that leads back to the upstairs hallway. Close door. Look at door. I don't see anything that way. Lock door. You lock the bathroom door. Okay. That level of detail is available to us. That is good. Okay. Again, what do we have here? Medicine cabinet. Examine the toilet. It would not benefit from closer examination. Look in tank. Okay, where's tank? Ah! Look at towels. The towels are pink with 2 green stripes running near the bottom. They look clean. Look, sink. The pedestal sink has 2 brass taps, one for hot water and one for cold. Look in the mirror. It's you, all right. Look, painting. A woman with voluminous whiplash hair is advertising cigarettes in this Art Nouveau poster. Look, mat. There's a small rectangular rug in front of the bathtub, presumably to prevent wet feet from leaving marks on the wooden floor. There's also an even smaller rug in front of the toilet. You assume it's to keep feet warm during longer engagements with the porcelain. Look, tub. At the far end of the room is a bathtub encircled by a bright pink shower curtain. There are bathtub faucets and a shower valve. Look, curtains. Pink shower curtain encircles the tub and hangs from a polished brass rail. Look under mat. You don't see anything noteworthy. Look, waste basket. Look, basket. The wastepaper basket in the pink bathroom has been painted bright pink to match the decor. Look in basket. There isn't anything in the wastepaper basket. Open cabinet. Look in cabinet. The medicine cabinet contains the usual remedies you'd expect to find. Dr. Kilmer's swamp root, Mare's system regulator and tonic, red cloverine pills, a bottle of catarrh remedy, and Beecham's patent pills. Ah, yes. All the name brands we know and love. We're going to close the cabinet. I have no idea what to use any of those for. Look under mat. Okay. Ah, one moment. Got to deal with something real quick. Let me take care of that. Block. And ban. And deny. There we go. Excellent. All right. All right. Unlock door. Close door. Okay. Knock. Can't remember if anyone's in the spare room. The spare room is brightly decorated and inviting. There's a love seat, a fancy lamp, and some decorative plates. A door in the west wall leads back to the upstairs hallway. Look at that rug. There's a lovely green rug here with a golden linear pattern. The Art Nouveau poster is an advertisement for absinthe, featuring an auburn-haired woman in a sheer robe. books. None of the titles catch your eye. Look, plates. A trio of pretty decorative plates sit on a small curio shelf. Look, table. The long, low table is simply constructed. Look, sofa. The pale blue love seat is upholstered with a simple floral print. Look, lamp. The floor lamp has a lovely leaded glass shade. It's painted many vivid colors. Look, under rug. There's nothing under the carpet here or anywhere. Look behind painting. You don't see anything noteworthy. Look behind plates. Okay. All right. Look, window. The room's window looks out onto the balcony. Wait, look out window. The window offers a breathtaking view of the dense forest below. It's dark outside. That's what it was saying. Okay. Open door. A nice little room to sit and read or what have you. Closed door. Open door. Here we are outside. The balcony provides a spectacular view of the grounds below. You can move further along the balcony to the west and east. Look, window. Stand closer to the window you'd like to look into. Ah. Look, roof. Look, balcony. Look, window. You can see into the hallway. Window. You hesitate to look into this window in case you see something you shouldn't. That's the bathroom. Oh, right. Ground floor. This is the front western section of the lodge. To the west you can see the carriage house. South of here is the forest. East of here is the lodge's front door. What's that big purple door? You don't see anything noteworthy. That should be the parlor is where that goes into. Window. You can see into the spare room. This is the front eastern section of the lodge. A stone path leads east to the orchard. South of here is the forest. West of here is the lodge's front door. Don't see anything noteworthy. And that's the murder room, the mud room. Yes. Good. Okay. Open door. There we are. All right. What time is it? 11:20. Getting close to 11:30. That's fine. I can go a little bit longer. As you know, this is where we're still searching around. Now we're in the lower hallway. We're in the main floor hallway. The door to the powder room is to the west, and stairs leading upwards are to the east. The hallway continues to the north and south. Okay. Open door. Closed door. Locked door. This is a well-appointed powder room. There is a small storage cupboard and a green bar of soap sits on the pedestal sink. An oval mirror in a fancy brass frame hangs on the wall. The door in the east wall leads back into the main floor hallway. I'm greatly tempted to take that bar of soap that's sitting there. Look wallpaper. The wallpaper is starting to peel. It has a close set repeating wave pattern. Look. Waste basket. The waste paper basket in the powder room has been painted purple to match the decor. Look in basket. Isn't anything in this basket? Look mat. A purple and blue oval rug is in front of the pedestal sink. It coordinates well with this curtain. Look under rug. Okay. Look mirror. The oval mirror is set in a polished brass frame. Look sink. The elegant pedestal sink features a flared base. Its brass faucets match the hanging mirror frame. Look behind mirror. Don't see anything noteworthy. Cupboard. Look, cupboard. There's a small cupboard in the bathroom, probably for storing bathroom essentials. Open cupboard. Those would be essentials. Search cupboard. The cupboard contains extra rolls of bathroom tissue. Close cupboard. Examine toilet. Look at the mat. Look under mat. Look window. Window looks out onto the yard. Curtains. Puritan. Close curtain. You like the view, so you decide to leave the curtain alone. Ah! Okay. Look, towel. Not the tower, the towel. The pink towel matches the area rug, which matches the curtains. The color coordination is impressive. Okay, that's everything for here. That I want to do right now, anyway. Possibly, I might want to grab the bar of soap, but I don't have a use for it yet, so I'm playing currently in good faith mode rather than in kleptomaniac adventurer mode. Kleptomaniac adventurer mode comes later. Unlock door. Open door. Close door. So let's see. Well, I want you to know that I thought it, but I didn't type it. I appreciate your very kind restraint, Prax. I very much appreciate it. Yeah. That is very kind of you. That is very kind of you. Let me see here. What am I doing? So we have the parlor, the mudroom, and we'll check those out first before looking at these further rooms back here. Let's see. The door is open to the parlor. This is the main hallway of the lodge. The front door is to the south. The door to the parlor is to the west. The mudroom is to the east. The hallway continues to the north. Oh, side note, the Scandal Alcove has made a reappearance in Witcher as of last session. Ah, excellent. Good. One must have a Scandal Alcove whenever the need arises, because you never know when there will be a scandal right out in front of you, and you need a place to retreat to talk about it. It's vitally important. Scandal alcoves are, in some ways, the social glue that holds society together. Anyway, or helps it fall apart. I'm not sure which. Bit of both. Let's see. Main hallway of the lodge, front door to the south, door of the parlor to the west, and bedroom to the east. I hear voices near this doorway. I wonder what they're talking about. Listen. We've only just arrived, but I can't wait to leave. Ooh. I can't wait to leave. I've always hated this place. We'll get this whole affair straightened out and be gone in no time. Of course, locating the will would expedite our departure. I told you, I don't even know if there is a will here. That does complicate things, yes. Well, you do your job and I'll do mine. Game has autosaved. A note has been added to your notebook. We may need the scandal alcove. Nessa and Corvus are looking for a will. Ah! Interesting. So now I will go ahead and barge in on them, but I'm going to save the game first. I know that it saved it for me, but I cannot stop myself. The parlor is fussily decorated with elaborate wallpaper and a cushy carpet. A cut crystal bowl of Jordan almonds sits on a low table. There is a fancy pair of armchairs and a camelback sofa. A small bronze sculpture stands on an ornate cupboard. A door in the west wall leads outside the lodge, and a door to the east connects to the main floor hallway. You see a stern older woman with gray streaking her brown hair. You see a tall, natty man with brown hair and a striped vest. Look, painting. The oil painting depicts a canoe docked on the shore of a lake. While you are no expert, you feel it is quite well done. Look, vase. The vase has a diagonal miter cuts, and a spreading circular foot. Look, cabinet. The hardwood cupboard has a bowed front double door. Sculpture. The bronze figure is a dancing woman lifting her skirts. She stands on a gray marble base. It would not do to open this cupboard in front of them. But, sofa. The camelback sofa is upholstered with a pretty floral paint. It stands on cabriole legs that match the armchairs. Look, man. You see a tall, bespectacled man in a striped vest. Look, woman. An older woman with a pervasive air of disapproval is seated on a fancy couch. Ha! Okay, so we're going to talk to the woman first. Good evening. My name's Nancy Maple. It's nice to meet you. Sniff. I'm Nessa Crabbe, Evan's older sister. What on earth are you doing here? Are you another one of Evan's gold-digging girlfriends? Not at all, but I am a diamond-digging mineralogist. At least I hope to be. The government has sent a professional to handle that. Stay out of his way. A note has been added to your notebook. Talked to Nessa. How are you, Nessa? I'll be happy when I can get back to civilization, reaping the benefits of this incredible windfall. Okay, that's nice to know. Talk to the men. Hello, how do you do? My name's Nancy Maple. Hello, Miss Maple. My name is Corvus Shaw. I'm Mrs. Nessa Crabbe's, nay, Richard's, lawyer. She is Evan's older sister. He gestures to the woman seated on the sofa. I am here to advise her on the legal implications of this situation. A note has been added to your notebook. I can actually ask them about these things. Talk to man. Once diamonds have been found on this land, I will ensure Mrs. Crab gets the share owed to her. You sound pretty sure that there are diamonds here. Of course. The prospectors have looked everywhere else. That means the diamonds must be here. Okay. Ask Corvus about diamond. Diamonds have no inherent worth, but are priced as the market demands, and there is a high demand among the wealthy. Oh, De Beers. Oh, De Beers. Ask about prospector, I think he mentioned. Nope. There was something he mentioned. But I don't care at all about that. Now that this land might actually be worth something, due to the diamonds, of course, we're having all sorts of opportunists trying to lay a claim. Meanwhile, Mr. Richards has yet to produce his father's will. Either it doesn't exist, or he is hiding it, or it's lost. I've been hired to protect Mrs. Crab's interests. Okay. Ask about Richards. Have you met him yet? He's my aimless younger brother. If he won't take advantage of his windfall, someone else will. Evan is a boring man with no imagination or ambition. I can't believe we're related. Mr. Richards owns this property. At least he claims to. We shall see. Hang on. Just asking them both about the diamonds. Diamonds are lovely gems, highly desirable, especially in Europe. A diamond mine would be a major boon. Diamonds have no... This is the same thing you said before. Ask about the claim. You just ask them both simultaneously. Nessa smirks at you. The diamond, obviously. Where else could it have come from other than here? A diamond mine would be incredibly lucrative. You needn't concern yourself, of course. Actually, I'm here to study the claim. I'm a geology student. I am not interested. There's that expert from Europe who's just arrived, that Belgian, who will have the final word. He's Belgian? Why did you not tell me this? I was sent here too. I'd recommend a finishing school to your parents. You're rather impertinent. If the diamond claim is verified, it'll mean incredible wealth for whoever owns this land. Mrs. Crab would prefer it be her, naturally. She would take advantage of this opportunity. Mr. Richards would most likely do nothing at all, which is what he's done his whole life. And I'm here to make sure everything unfolds as it should, legally speaking. Okay. Ask about Albert. He's from the continent, you know. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him, but I expect to at dinner. Antwerp sent him once they heard about the monstrous diamond that fisherman found. As the diamond capital of the world, naturally they would take an interest. The sooner he finds... That's right. Diamonds, I know about diamonds. Don't they come from Antwerp? The sooner he finds diamonds on this land, the sooner I can get back to the city to sell my share. I'm sure we'll be properly introduced at dinner. I saw him go upstairs, probably to his room. Okay. Fisherman. Lucky blighter, what did he do to deserve a huge diamond? It makes me sick. I did read about the story in the newspaper, yes. Hi, Sphinx. Welcome, welcome. Unstable days. How's Nessa? A kind well-wisher. Yes, clearly. She wishes well of herself. That seems it mostly. Thanks, I hate it. I know, right? Such delightful people these are. Such delightful people. Let's see. Okay. Ask about newspaper. I don't care at all about that. what I know about that would probably go over your head. Great, thanks. Great, okay. Ask about Jack. Jack's the hired help. Evan needs a bigger staff. This place has become such a dump. He's in the kitchen preparing dinner, I imagine. He's in the kitchen preparing dinner. Great, thank you. Let me check my notes. You snuck in here, did ya? We caught ya. It happens. Let's see. Kimmy, Margot, Albert, Nessa, Corvus, Nathan, Evan, and Jack. So many people. They won't know anything about Kimmy. But I could ask anyway. Margot I could ask about. And Nessa and Corvus, Nathan and Evan and Jack. Okay. I'll ask about Kimmy. I don't think who? Dark-haired Japanese lady. Oh, her. I haven't spoken to her. I assume she was new hired help. Oh, God. Oh, God. Don't know the woman. No, I allowed myself to be found once it was in my best interest. I see. Plotting away, are we? Ask about Nathan. He and Evan are friends. That's enough for me not to like him. Nathan's father and our father were friends, but I left Crimson before Nathan was born. I've only just met him. Nessa's told me that Nathan and his family have been associating with the Richards family for many years. She suspects Evan may try to bequeath the lodge and its land to them after his death. Oh. She also suspects Evan may end up leaving all of it to Margot. Naturally, she won't allow either scenario to happen. Okay, let's ask about Margot. Such delightful gossips these people are. Nessa sniffs. Don't speak to me about that floozy. An attractive woman, certainly, but no one can deny that. But I've seen her type before. Particularly in larger cities, if you get my meaning. Working lady. God. Misogyny. Yes, good to know. Nothing wrong with ladies who work. I hope to have a career as a mineralogist myself. No, okay. Yeah, there's a... Yeah. No. Yeah, I mean, even... back then it would be an affront, wouldn't it? Oh, my God. Let's see, notes. Who have we not asked about yet? We asked about Evan, that was Richards. I guess we can just ask about Nessa and Corvus to their faces and see what they say. Ask about Nessa. I used to live here, you know, when I was a girl. I left as soon as I was able and told my parents I wanted nothing to do with this place. Of course, circumstances have changed, so here I am. Mrs. Crabbe is my client. I'm here to ensure her interests are protected. Okay? And I mean, you know, they will probably, you know, have different answers when they're not in each other's presence. What's the name? Corvus. It's a name, type of bird. Corvus is my lawyer. I hired him to protect my legal interests. He'll make sure I get my share of the diamonds. This place is a little unsophisticated, but I'm making do. Okay. Let's see. Ask about lodge. Our father built this lodge many years ago to settle and work in the garnet mines. After our parents died, Evan stayed and kept up the lodge. He actually liked it here. Evan used to run the lodge as an inn for a while, but stopped recently. He probably got too lazy. This lodge was built years ago by Clint Richards. He was Evan and Nessa's father. He settled here to reap the riches of a burgeoning garnet mine. Evan Richards has lived here ever since, mistakenly believing he owns the place. By virtue of that fact, the truth will out when we find the will. Okay. Ask about Clint. Can't use Clint in this game. Curses. Ask about Garnet. Garnets brought our family to these parts, but the garnet veins weren't nearly as rich as everyone thought. And the garnets weren't even the valuable gem type, just tons of gritty red sand used for sandpaper and who knows what else. You could tell her what garnet is used for, you're a mineralogist. The mining work left, but our family didn't. There are plenty of tiny garnets scattered all over, but not enough to be really worth anything. FYI, the dev of this game streams at twitch.tv/a_maple mystery. Cool. Excellent. I will have to check that out. Of course, this thing is, I occasionally have seen folks streaming this game, but I couldn't stay and watch because I wanted to do this. So I eventually wanted to do this. So this is where we are. But once I have finished, then I shall be free of all spoilers. They will not be able to hurt me anymore. And we shall return to that. We shall see other folks stream it. Plenty of tiny garnets scattered all over. Okay. Let me see if this lets me tell Corvus about garnets. Or let's see. Talk about garnets. Ask about, and talk to for general conversation. Okay. All right. Garnets come in all sorts of colors depending on the trace elements present. Tsavorite is green and hessonite is orange. There we are. Colorless garnet has no impurities and is sometimes called leucogarnet. Garnet score 6.5 to 7.5 on the Moore scale. Yes, those useless rocks have been around here since I was a girl. But if these are diamonds here, I deserve my share. Okay. Tell Nessa about diamonds. Diamonds are highly valued for jewelry and industrial uses. It's the hardest known mineral, scoring a 10 on the Mohs scale. When this land becomes a diamond mine, I'm going to be rich. Please stop boring me. Anyway. Is there anything else we should ask about? Because that's the thing. It's like... you can talk about the... I like that you can just have her spout facts about minerals. This is great. Let's see. Anything else? I can't think of anything else to ask. Ask about their car warranty. Yes, that's it. I think I asked about the lodge already. Wait. Ask about train. I don't care at all about that. I know about that would probably go over your head. Ask about Kit. I look like a doctor to you. Why are you asking me about these things? Why would you ask me about that? I'm a lawyer by profession, not a doctor. Yeah. Just wondering if you came on the train and happened to see. All right, never mind. What's at the table? What's on the table? The low, unadorned oval coffee table stands on 4 cabriole legs, except it is adorned by like 2 different things. There's a fine crystal vase and a matching crystal bowl on the table. Look at the bowl. Lovely fancy cut crystal bowl full of Jordan almonds. Ask about almonds. I bought them in town. They're only really they're the only really palatable thing here. Evan made such a fuss when he saw them. He's allergic, but it's not like I'm forcing him to eat any. Ah, that's good to know for when he turns up dead. Ask about coal for the train. Ah, very good. These are delectable. Ask about coal. I care about that. Okay. About vase. Yeah, almond poisoning. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is that I think someone's going to use almonds to kill Evan at some point now, based on what she just said. A little bit of foreshadowing there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I can't think of anything else to ask about, so we're going to go. And I think, given that it is almost midnight, I think this might... Shall we look in the mudroom? I'm going to look in the mudroom. But then I think we're going to dive off for the evening. There is no mud in here. I don't turn into a pumpkin at midnight, but there may be. I may have to do I have to do things tomorrow, alas. And yeah, the problem, actually, it would be easier if I did turn into a pumpkin. That would be great. No more concerns. No more human concerns. Just be a vegetable for a while. No, but alas, I must do things tomorrow, and I must apparently be awake for them. And the later I wait, the longer it takes to get to sleep. Sleep and I sometimes are locked in a death spiral, really. We are mortal enemies, Sleep and I, these days. But let's see. The mudroom has a tiled floor, making it easier to clean. There's a low basin for washing off boots. There's a wooden storage area with lockers, drawers, baskets, and cubbies for boots. A door to the west leads to the main floor hallway, and a door to the east leads outside. Closed door. Can I just hit F3 and repeat it? Yes! Pumpkins are berries and not a vegetable. No concerns except pie maker. Pumpkins are berries and not a vegetable. I did not know. I've never had I haven't had occasion to categorize a pumpkin. So it would perhaps be less nice to be a pumpkin. I don't know. Is it superior to be a vegetable to being a berry? I haven't asked any of them lately. It's hard to say. Vegetables don't exist. That story made up by the government. They're all just different kinds of fruits. I don't know. Anyway. Let's see. Oh, this is where you come to wash the mud off. Okay. I see. Look, boots. Which boots would you like to look at? The women's boots or the men's boots? Oh my god. There's so much here. Look at the hose. The rubber hose firmly attached to the spout. It's a basin. The basin is low and has a brass spout and faucet. There's a rubber hose attached to the spout, which you presume helps with boot washing. Look, tiles. One of the bedroom is tiled in a straight course of alternating colors. Some of the tiles are cracked due to many years of wear and tear. Lift tile. Doesn't accomplish anything. Under tile. Look, cracks. Okay. Look, men's boot. The men's boots are size 12 and have rubber soles and rounded toe boxes. They are very worn and are made of faded brown leather. I wonder if these are Mr. Richards' boots. Look, women's boots. The women's boots are quite petite with a small heel. They are made of black leather with rubber soles and appear well used and maintained. Look in boots. No result. Look in locker. Okay. Look, clothes. Various items of clothing hang from the hooks. They look like work clothes. Open locker. You open the locker. Look in locker. There's an old red shirt hanging on the hook in their left locker. Look shirt. Look red shirt. Search red shirt. Close locker. Open drawer. Look in drawer. Empty. Close drawer. There are so many things. No, that's... Okay. This must be hooks. The metal hook. There are metal hooks in the storage area meant for hanging clothing out to dry. Turn hook. That achieves a little effect. Okay. Open locker. You open the locker. Look in locker. Right container contains more old clothes. Search clothes. Close locker. Open drawer. You open the drawer, look in drawer. The right drawer contains some dried mud and part of a broken shoelace. Okay. Look at shoelace. Broken shoelace is brown. Take shoelace. It's half shoelace, not long enough to be useful. Okay. Close drawer. Examine boots. Men's. And men's boots. Thanks to your loop, you can clearly see the initials ER written on the inside of the boots in small letters above the number 12. These boots belong to Mr. Richards. Rubber soles, too. You also peer at the men's boots in the left-hand cubby. There's another pair of boots here that are marked with a J and are also size 12. Ah, these must be Jack's boots. These have leather soles. This could be handy information to know later. You can just make out tiny letter M's in the women's boots just above the number 5.5. That confirms these boots belong to Margot and that she wears size 5.5 boots. Examine? Is that the word we need to use? The shoelace looks like it wore down over time before it eventually failed. Very interesting. Because I'm now learning how to examine things just a bit. Okay, cool. Very cool. We shall come through here. We shall close the door. Let me look at my notes one more time. Okay. All right, we're going to save here. Once again in the lower hall. And that is where we are going to end the game for now. As you know, things happen. Like time moving ahead. Alas. Does anyone else get the Red Rum vibe here? Just a little, just a little. Not as big as the Overlook Hotel, but yeah, there's a little bit of that vibe. Midnight on the dock, quick before the pumpkining. Well, thank you so much for watching, folks. I very much appreciate it. This is delightful, actually. This brings back a lot of memories. This game, just of just making sure. This brings back a lot of memories of the Colonel's Bequest, and you know, playing it. I had very little patience with it originally, but I learned more patience, and eventually was able to do more with it as a youth, because the story fascinated me. But it's an interesting difference playing these games, especially mystery games, when you're young versus playing them when you're older, because you know, you just, and especially like if you've read a lot of mystery fiction in between, or or seen a lot of mystery media in between, where it's like, you know, your brain starts operating differently, I think, when it comes to these narratives. Are you trying to get everything the first time through? Not necessarily. I mean, sort of. I'm just playing. I'm trying to make it to the end. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get as much as I can, but I will not panic if I miss something, hopefully. I do like to be thorough. So we'll see. But no, I'm just having a good time, just sort of wandering around and looking at things, and at the moment, and then, you know, we may eventually, like I said, go into more kleptomaniac adventurer mode if we need to. If it looks like we can't get anywhere without just sort of advancing time or whatever, then then I might start grabbing things. We'll see. But this is delightful, so I will be playing more of this. Also going back and forth between this and Frostpunk and Stranded Sails. Just sort of bouncing back and forth. We have more TTRPG related stuff that will be happening on this channel as we hit the as we get close to the end of the month. I will talk more about that as we get closer to it. Once we've got things sorted. Saying, I think based on people's experiences, there's very easily missable stuff on the first time through. Oh no, I get it. I'm sure there is, and I mean, just seeing the fact that you can deeply examine the boots that way, and you had to actually, it wasn't until I was doing that I realized just sort of that there was going to be an appreciable difference between typing look at and typing examine. because I think for examine, then it actually gets out the loop, and you look at it more closely. So that's going to be important. So I think that's going to be very interesting. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to playing around with this more and seeing what happens. I do like adventure games, and I do like mysteries. So we'll see how this goes. Again, just still waiting for the real life stuff to settle down for us to come off hiatus on His Majesty the Worm. Hopefully that'll be happening sometime soon. And again, that'll be Thursday nights when that happens over at High Shelf Collective. In the meantime, that's about it for now. Let me see, was there anything else exciting I had to talk about? Not at the moment. There is more stuff coming, but like I said, I'll talk more about it later. Thank you all so much for coming. When we hit the end card, we're going to go say hi to someone. We'll send a raid over to somebody. Feel free to hang on if you're so inclined and say hi to them with us. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all of a sudden.